Today I'm going to showcase a very broken interaction that will potentially allow you to one-shot any class in the game as a Windwalker in Arena with a little bit of luck on your side. I've got some clips to showcase this. In this first clip I've got a priest who is around 92% HP, and I sunkick him and he drops to 4%. Keeping in mind that priests have passive 15% damage reduction, and I went through the Necrolord shield proc as well. I also have an example of me doing this on a Demon Hunter who was at full HP with a Power Word shield on him, and he blurred for 20% damage reduction, and I took him from 100% to 7% in a sun kick and then followed it up with a touch of death. So what exactly is this? Well, it has to do with Blessing of Summer combined with Bonedust Brew, but not in the way that you would think. This isn't just another simple damage stacking thing like Dark Archangel. This is something more, something incredibly broken, that probably was a huge oversight by Blizzard. Both Bonedust Brew and Summers work in the same way. Rather than increasing your damage straight up, they instead proc extra damage based off the original hit. Bonedust Brew is a 50% chance to proc roughly 50% extra damage, and Blessing of Summers is a 40% chance to proc 30% extra damage, or an 80% chance to proc 60% extra damage during the Equinox period, which triggers 10 seconds after the buff has been applied because of the Night Fae legendary for Paladins. Because these abilities proc damage from damage you do to the target, and they both proc damage on the target themselves, they can proc off of each other and cause a continuous chain reaction over and over again. So for example, if I were to sunkick someone for 40,000, which is very achievable in this patch, and I procced Bonedust for 20k, I could proc Summers off that for 12,000, which could proc Bonedust for 6,000, which could then proc Summers for 3.6, which could proc Bonedust for 1.8, and so on and so on. That interaction alone would double the damage from that one sunkick, which is pretty mental by itself. But it doesn't end there, because you can proc Summers and Bonedust Brew off the sun kick at the same time. If that happens, you end up causing two chain reactions to happen side by side. So while the previous one is happening, you could also proc Summers off of the 40k sun kick, which would do a 24k, into a 12k Bonedust, into a 7200 Summers, into a 3.6k Bonedust, and so on. In a situation where both of these things happen, you're looking at tripling the damage of any ability you throw out. We're talking 120k sun kicks, 60k Fist of Fury ticks, 45k Crane ticks, when you factor in all the procs. Now, naturally this is RNG based, you could have none of this happen and get no extra damage, but the odds of you proccing are better than you not proccing, and when you do, you can one-tap people from full HP. I've got a clip here from a previous patch where I procced everything over and over, and you'll be able to see it by the way the monk's HP continuously drops down as the procs keep happening at lower and lower values. Even though he was at 93% health, with the 4-proof 15% damage reduction and 15% extra HP, and the 4-proof shield, he still dies. And you can see all of the extra damage numbers that appear from that one singular sun kick, which is Bonedust and Summers endlessly proccing off each other down to the hundreds. So, if you're a Windwalker and you want to have some fun with this, find yourself a Night Fae Paladin. When you are ready, ask the Paladin to give you Summers, and then wait 10 seconds until Equinox kicks in for the double benefit. Bonedust Brew your target, Tiger Palm them to proc Kiefers, and then hit them with a Sun Kick, or a Fist of Fury into a Sun Kick, or a Crane Kick if you have a proc. Most of the time you end up killing someone in 1 or 2 globals. It's very, very strong. Anyway, thought I'd share this completely broken mechanic so others can mess around with it. If it gets any sort of traction, I imagine Blizz will nerf it, but with their current track record this expansion, they might not even bother. Cheers for watching, and I'll speak to you on the next video. Take care.